Calmness is the cradle of power. Josiah Gilbert Holland. Throughout this 15-minute flow, we will allow our body back to basics. A calming, peaceful, simple flow that will be beneficial for strained or sensitive knees. Breathing, gentle stretching, structured strengthening through very simple yoga poses. When you're ready, grab your mat, your water, and let's begin. Alright my friends, we're starting out seated in the middle of our mats, knees close to our chest, as though we're sitting at the beach. Inhaling, reaching our head up, exhaling, leaning away from our legs, seated cat-cow, just to start this flow off nice and gently. Inhaling, lifting up, exhaling, leaning away from our legs. One more time. Now straightening out both our legs with a micro bend. Reaching forward towards our toes, and then brushing our hands past our shoulders. Inhaling, coming forward. Exhaling, leaning back. Coming forward. Leaning back. One more time. Now lifting our hands up to the sky. Leaning forward, easy forward folds. Making sure to bend from the hips, not your lower back. From here, walking out to your knees in a seated forward fold just to loosen up the joints. Bending in your right leg, however much of a bend you need, you determine how much. We're sitting in a left side seated forward fold. Reaching your left hands for your left toes. Remembering to bend from the hips, not the lower spine. Also making sure to keep both your seat bones down and not lifting up one side higher than the other. And now switching sides, your left leg bends in and you reach for your right toes. Still making sure that both your seat bones are grounded. Coming back up, straightening out your left leg, reaching up and reaching for both your toes. If you can't reach your toes, grip your calves, or if you can't grip your calves, grip underside your thighs. From here, shifting your weight, you're going to bend your right leg as much as you need to. You're going to reach your left hand to your left toes. And your right arm just remains relaxed. And now switching out sides, this time your left leg gently bends in and you're straightening out and reaching your right hand for your right toes. Once again, your left arm remains relaxed. Try to sink your knee as close to the ground as you can, but don't hold it against yourself if your leg is so far up. Coming back to center so that your feet are back to the front of your mat. We're going to come into a tabletop bridge position. If your knees can't take it, just stay dipped. Or if your knees are fine with it, then reach all the way up, engaging through the glutes, through your arms and your legs. Relaxing your head back, breathing, engaging, continue breathing. Hold a little bit longer and now come on down. From here, we're going to come into our left side hamstring stretch. Bring your foot in close to begin with, interlock your fingers and then straighten through your leg. So then you're automatically still gripping onto once you straighten your leg out. Your upper body is relaxed, your head is back, your right leg is relaxed. You're just gently pulling on your hamstring. Now you're switching out sides. Bending in your leg first, interlocking fingers, then straightening through your leg. And now we're stretching out our right side hamstring, just a nice gentle stretch. The upper body is relaxed, your left leg is relaxed. Now you're going to relieve your right leg and grab onto both your feet from the outside or however you choose to grip onto your feet into our happy baby. Keeping it just outside shoulder width distance between the feet. Trying to bring your knees as close to the ground as you can, but your upper body is relaxed. And add a little gentle rock side to side if that feels good on your lumbar spine. Letting go of your feet, you're going to straighten out your right leg or leave a micro bend. You're going to bring your left knee across you, coming into your spinal twist on your left side. Your left knee is coming down, your right arm is weighing your knee down. You're looking up and over your left shoulder if you choose to. And now switching out sides. Your left leg is going to straighten out or have a micro bend in your knee. Your right knee is across your body. Your left arm is weighing your right knee down. Your right arm is away from you and you're looking over your right shoulder. Returning back to center and grabbing onto our left side single happy baby. You're just going to grab the outside of your left foot. Your right leg remains relaxed. Your upper body is relaxed and your right arm hangs over the edge of your mat. Now switching out sides, grabbing your right hand to your right foot, bringing your knee as close to the ground as you can, relaxing your left leg and relaxing your upper body. Nothing about this pose should require any strain or too much of a reach. Relieving your right leg now and swinging yourself up, forward and into your downward dog. We're just going to hang out here for a brief moment. Feel free to leave a micro bend in the knees if your hamstrings are too tight and or your knees won't flex out that far. From here we're now going to walk out our downward dog. As gentle as a walk as you like, or as deep as a bend as you prefer. Bringing your right leg forward now into an easy pigeon. You're going to position both your legs the same way I demonstrated with my arm. Both your legs should have a micro bend in the knees. You can use your arms as like a pillow and or just have your fingers clasped in front of you. This is just an easier variation of the original pigeon pose. Coming on up gently, you're going to swing your left leg ahead of you and then swing your right leg behind you. Same deal as the other side, a micro bend in the knees, however much of a micro bend you need. And once again, either using your arms as a pillow and or clasping your hands in front of you. Coming on up and flexing your right leg so that you're automatically in a seated diamond position. This is just an easier variation of a butterfly pose. You can either grab onto your knees or your ankles, either way, lean forward from the hips, running theme, not the lower spine. From here, you're going to spread your feet outwards to a straddle. Try to keep the toes up as high and straight as you can. Reaching your right arm up and over towards your left toes. I'm actually digging my left arm into my thigh to encourage my chest to open up some more. And now we're going to switch sides. Your left arm reaches up and over, and my right arm is going to dig into my thigh so that my chest can open up some more. Coming back through to center, you're going to lean forward, still in the shuttle. Lean as forward as far as you can, still bending from the hips. It's natural to have a little bit of a bend in the spine, it's a given. Either lower your elbows to the ground or keep both your arms engaged. Now coming back up, returning back to the front of your mat. Then we're going to come up to a supported bridge. Your feet are quite far ahead of you and you're using your hands to support your sides. If your knees didn't have a problem with this, bring both your feet in a little bit closer, waist a little bit higher, and clasping your hands underneath. Even if you don't get your waist that high up, as long as you feel like you're high up, that's all that matters. And if your knees had no problem with this at all, see if you can't come into a right side single-legged bridge, bringing your left ankle on top of your knee. And if you're fine with that, switch out, right ankle on top of left knee. Relieving both your feet, We're going to do a minor gentle glute exercise, just some bridges, lifting up and coming back down. Coming back down and grabbing the underside of your knees and just rocking side to side nice and gently. Just one more massage on the lumbar spine. From here, grabbing both your knees, you're just going to do some gentle knee circles just to massage out the hip joints. Swinging yourself back up again, right up into your forward fold. We're just going to hang out here for a breath or two, coming up into some sun salutations, hands into prayer or clasped hands if you're not a prayer type person, arms back up, back to clasped hands. From here, coming into a right side tree pose, either pointing your toes for an elegant touch or flattening out your foot against your shin. Just balancing, breathing and switching out into your left side this time. Right foot, toes either pressing in or flat foot onto your leg. Now bending your right leg in and kicking it back halfway along your mat into your warrior with a micro bend to the knee. Your index fingers point up to the sky, but otherwise you've got clenched fists up above your head. From here, clasped hands or prayer hands, opposite elbows or reverse prayer hands, picking your fighter. Either way, straightening out your left front leg, leaning over into your forward fold pyramid pose. Coming through to your middle forward fold with not too much of a space between your feet, but definitely making sure that you have a micro bend in the knees. Making sure that your thighs are engaged to protect your kneecaps. Now leaning over to your right side, gripping onto your right leg to stretch out the hamstring and calf. Switching out to your left side for a nice, deeper, more dedicated stretch on your left side hamstring and calf. Pivoting your left heel, stepping through to your forward fold just for a breath. And now coming back up to your sun salutations, reaching up to the sky. Clasped hands or prayer hands, reaching back up to the sky. Hands in front of you again. This time, your left leg lifts up and sets halfway back along your mat to your warrior. A micro bend in the right knee, index fingers pointing up to the sky with clasped fists. From here, prayer hands, opposite elbows, or reverse prayer hands. Whichever one you decide to go with, straighten out your leg first, and then lean over to your second right side pyramid pose. As we lean forward, we're intensifying the stretch with our hamstring and calf muscles. Now you guys come to face the left of your mat. I'm just going to turn around for a much more pleasant view. You're going to come up halfway, keeping your hips square, but you're going to rise one arm up, leave the other arm down, just twisting up our upper half, and in between we're coming to our forward fold. From here, now we're just going to gently settle into a forward fold. The further out your feet are, the easier this is. The closer in they are, the harder. Either way, try to make sure that your feet are pigeon-toed. And now reaching towards the front of your mat and stepping back into your downward dog. Now we're not going to walk it out, not unless you still need to. But we're actually going to come into a plank, a high plank. And now knees and your chest, sinking all the way down to the ground into your upward facing dog, holding for a breath, and then coming through into your diamond seated pose again. Usually just in case you're not so comfortable with a official seated pose. So we're just going to use this variation to sit comfortably at the end of our flow. the hands in Ali Mudra if you choose to, or just have your hands on your knees. Just gonna sit here for a few moments and breathe. Now reaching your arms up to the sky, clasped hands or prayer. Reaching back up, a deep breath. Back down in front of you. One last time, arms up in the air. Coming back to your prayer hands. Thank you all so much for flowing or just watching. I really do hope you enjoyed this flow, even if you just watched it. Thank you for your time on the mat, relishing in your environment if you're outside like me, or inside in the comfort of your own quiet place. See you all in the next videos. Namaste.